Now let's go ahead and bring in our meteorologists Trent and Lauren to talk about where the storm is now and how much longer we're going to see the impacts here in Southwest Florida.
Definitely this morning and this afternoon until this storm finally moves to north.
Yep.
This is moving faster than Ian did, so we're going to get this rain in and out of here pretty quickly throughout the day. But I know a lot of folks still have to get to work through this rainfall.
Yeah, and you know, at the same time where we are seeing the wind and the rain, I got to tell you, this is a live look over at Flagler Beach, the pier right there, really getting rocked over on the other side of the coast. They're still picking up the brunt of all of the impacts when it comes to this, Trent.
Yeah, this storm is producing heavy rain both on the north and south sides. Let's get you right over to the radar here this morning and show you what it's like here around Southwest Florida. As we kind of show you where the center is located, it's pushing inland now and is impacting the Orlando area all the way up towards Daytona, where you still got that onshore flow. There has been reports of seawalls that have collapsed, buildings being evacuated there in Daytona Beach. And to the south, we're watching that heavy rain wrapping around and kind of diving off towards the southeast from Fort Lauderdale, LaBelle, and Immokalee. You are seeing that heavy rain. So a little closer look here along the Caloosahatchee. You can see some of the heavier rain now pulling inland. It's lightening up a little bit as you go towards the Cape and Burnt Store. I want to check in on some of our more vulnerable areas here this morning. Sanibel all the way up towards the southern parts of St. James City. And you can see the light rain, gusty winds. Let's slide up to the Cape. Areas of North Fort Myers, hit hard where power was out for weeks. And that heavy rain, again, is starting to pull away towards I-75 right along Manatee Park. And as we flip over here, we get far enough inland. Now we're picking up the Miami radar, which sits at Zoo Miami in the southern parts of Miami-Dade. And we've got heavy rain along 80 from LaBelle all the way out towards Wooden Corner, Moorhaven, and Montoura. And as that rain kind of whips around, you can see it pulling back towards the lake. So these showers a little farther inland are actually moving from west to east. And North Naples wet, but Naples, you're still dry. But that line is starting to push to the south. Punta Gorda, Port Charlotte, the rain is coming in along I-75 and 17. And downtown Arcadia, where we've got crews this morning as well, you can see another pretty good downpour moving closer to downtown. So again, overall view, some of that heavy rain on the southwestern side of the storm as it continues to pull off towards the north. Here's the 4 o'clock advisory. The winds are at 70 and it's moving through the central part of the state at a pretty good clip at 14. And boy, you can see just the size and scope of this storm as it pulls out. And wind is going to continue to be an issue as well, even this far south, Lauren, as we're seeing wind gusts in the 30s.
Yeah, and I was taking a look at some of the wind gusts that were already registered on the other side of the coast, and that's going to be a big factor between the wind and the rain as people are headed out this morning. I want to talk about the wind really quickly, as Trent just covered exactly what's happening on radar right now and what you can expect as we move through the rest of today. Currently, we do have wind speeds over in Naples up to 22 miles per hour coming out of the northwest. Same 18 miles per hour, though, northwest winds over in Fort Myers. Westerly wind up to 16 miles per hour over in Marco Island. Gusts are even higher, up to 32 miles per hour right now over in Naples. That's what Trent was just touching on, 28 miles per hour over in Fort Myers. You're still going to have gusty conditions as we head into the later morning hours. This is a look about an hour from now. You can see wind gusts up to 45 miles per hour over in the Arcadia community, slowly tapering off as we head into your lunch hour. Still very windy out there with wind speeds ranging anywhere between about 20-25 miles per hour, gusts even higher. And as we head into the evening hours, you're slowly seeing as that system lifts to the north, those gusty conditions going with it. We're looking at wind gusts anywhere between 20 to 30 miles per hour. Coastal communities really picking up the gustier of the conditions by then and tapering off exceptionally as we head into your Friday evening. You can see what a difference with those wind gusts finally there, down to about 10 miles per hour. As you are headed out the door this morning, remember the wind and the rain going to be an issue, but hydroplaning also another one. We do have ponding and pooling registering on our traffic maps, ranging all the way from the Charlotte Harbor area through our inland areas to LaBelle, all the way close to just south of Clewiston, down to Immokalee and through Bonita Springs. But perhaps some of the biggest flooding concerns going to be in Lee County County through Cape Coral, down up into the Fort Myers area, especially downtown Fort Myers, through I-75 south, down through Estero, and even through some of our inland areas. Lehigh Acres, we see flood sometimes, even with just your typical thunderstorms. So just take it very easy if you are headed out the door and you do have to get to work for today. For today, because of our stormy weather conditions, we're looking at our highs capping out in the upper 70s, near 79 degrees. Overnight lows going to fall into the low 70s, but we do have better weather behind Nicole. Let me talk a little bit more about that in your 7-day forecast. Today, absolutely going to be stormy. Tomorrow, we're going to see those storms really clear out, but the cold front that is steering Nicole going to pull in cooler, drier air, not as cool as we were really hoping for, but still temperatures by Sunday going to be in the low 80s, overnight lows into Monday falling into the mid 60s. Plenty of sunshine for your next work week.